The biggest question that people have asked, probably you already, is about Jor-El and Lara's message. Is it real? Has it been doctored? Is that the actual
How
message?
can she cleaning up over here with the comic book? So we got some good comic book coming up.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode with MT Entertainment.
Yeah. What we talking about today, man?
Today, James Gunn did an interview with Josh Horowitz, and his podcast is Happy, Sad, and Confused. But he did a great interview, and today we're gonna do a review on it and kind of go through it. We're gonna pause it when we have some points we want to talk about.
No, so pretty much James Gunn is he's talking about what he's further doing with the DCU, whatever
Yes.
how is calling it, right?
Yes, he's going with the DCU. First, they kind of do talk about some spoilers with Superman.
Yeah,
And
we
then
might talk some spoilers.
Yes, and then he's going to talk about some DCU future projects.
Yeah.
So
Got all kinds.
Let's get into it.
Can you talk a little bit about like what did you feel like your biggest swing you were taking was? What was the biggest risk you took creatively?
The biggest risk I took was putting a 12-minute talking scene in a superhero movie. There's just no doubt. I don't think that anything. I think there were a lot of.
He's going to talk about the 12-minute talking scene between Lois and Superman. Remember she did the interview.
Oh, that shit was 12 minutes.
Yeah, it don't even seem like that, right?
I feel like
it was because you're so on the edge of your seat, just listening to them go back and forth. You don't even notice how long that scene is with that.
Okay.
It was so good.
There's just so many creative swings. Yeah.
Which for many is their favorite scene in the film, by the way. It's one of them. It's fantastic.
It's probably my favorite scene in the film. If I haven't seen it as many times as I have, and if I ever have to see it again, I'll jump out that window.
Is there a 7-minute version of that and a 20-minute version of that?
No.
Or is that basically the scene?
That's the scene, man. That's the scene I wrote. That's the scene that we screen tested with, and that's the scene that's in the movie. There's like maybe a line or two that we cut out, but hardly anything. It's remained relatively the same in terms of the dialogue, in terms of the shots we used and the way we orchestrated it. It has been endlessly cut. I mean, just constantly changing it up until right before we finished the cut.
Is part of that also just like how each of these characters comes across in the scene? Like you want to see both sides, relate equally to both.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I think that, when I wrote the scene and I look at the scene myself, I see both their points of view. I see Lois's point of view. I see, his point of view. She's talking about truth and he's talking about life, right? Both important values and both their key important values in their lives. However, I do think that, in a sort of gut reaction, we agree with Clark. And so that meant that I had to measure things out a little bit more.
I did. I've agreed with Clark. I think most people did. I'm sure you did too.
I ain't agreeing with this guy.
Get out of here. But yeah, we all know the point when Clark was talking about.
I was agreeing with Ultraman the whole time.
Anyway.
I'm pro Ultraman.
Anyway, Clark, of course, agreed to save the people. His whole point was that he's.
What movie talking about?
He wasn't acting on anybody. He was acting. He's not working for anybody. He's for himself and the people, and just want to save people.
Yeah, he told Lois that shit.
I was editing it because although Lois is making very good points,
she's being practical, but in our idealized version of ourselves, we want to do the right thing because we know what morally is right.
Listen, his way of looking at things is simple, and some would say simplistic.
Right.
Life. We have to save lives. She's saying, well, maybe more lives are going to end because of you doing this than if you had. Let's look at the big picture, or at least take a step back for 2 seconds and try to figure it out before you act. She's a little rash, right? And we see that, and I think that was one of the fun things about the scene too, is we're seeing sort of the beauty of Superman and this love of everyone and of protecting all life. Yeah. Also,
hold on though. Yeah, he does mention that shit.
What?
Well, he just say he fucking talks about it.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, what if that's the punk rock? Yes. When he was talking to her,
he says that later on.
Yeah, he does say it later on, but he says it just like how this motherfucker just said it.
Of course, he wrote it. And and I wanted to also bring that up too, because
Spoilers.
we see the chemistry between these two. Like I see how James Gunn did this with the Lois and Clark and Superman, the psychology what he did with them. Because let me get to it.
Okay, all right,
Because
cut.
you know how if you look in all the other Superman movies, the Lois and Clark character and Lois and Superman, their chemistry wasn't all that good.
Yeah.
But you see how he did with them, like they was always together. On and off screen, when they did all this advertisement, it was always Lois. Of course, they asked Lex in there too, but it was a lot of scenes where it was just them two, where to the point where you almost feel like they was in a relationship for real because they weren't in the movie, but they was together. So when you see them in the movie, it's almost like they are together for real. Their acting is so good. So when you think about it, it's like, oh, they together for real, and both of them are actually married, like in real life.
Yeah.
So I was just putting that out there, just the whole psychology behind what James Gunn did with this couple, this iteration of Superman and Lois, and how I think it was smart how he did that. Very smart. Nobody really thought of it that way, unless somebody like me. I think about the psychology of it.
I don't know what the hell you talking about.
But that's what he did. If you
But
and you
okay.
don't know it because it's so like you just seeing it.
Yeah.
You seen them on advertising when they do this movie, like online. It's them two together, like they're together. And of course they got a lot of times they had Lex there too, which is kind of also.
I get what you're talking about. You talking about the chemistry
Yeah,
between the two of
yeah.
them, right? Sure, yeah. No, they had that good shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know about all this extra shit that you talking about.
Yeah.
Outside that.
But yeah, that's too deep for you, bro.
Brad
All right.
is not as quick on his feet as Lois is, and so we get to see a lot more of Superman, I think, than we've ever seen before.
And his fatal flaw, he can't operate small electronics.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to where the button is.
That was funny.
I mean, another big more about plot wise and choices you made here. Opening and closing always baked into that script. Was the opening where we see Superman? Was the closing moments him in that chair seeing his parents?
The opening is where I began the story, so that was really what kickstarted the story for me. And the closing, I can't remember when I came to it.
Okay, so opening wise, it was important to you to find him like in media res, in the middle of the action.
Yeah.
He's at his lowest point. He's lost for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, people always use this phrase, so it was important, and I'm like, none of this is important, man.
It's a choice.
I love the way he thinks.
Yeah, I know. And relatively, it was important. Right. I mean, it was just where I was inspired, you know? I mean, I just got my dog. I've told the story a million times. Just got my dog. I'm like, oh, yeah. And so there were two things that sort of kick-started the idea of what this could be for me. The first was my terrible dog, right, and the second was the idea of Superman with a little bit of blood in his mouth. Right. And I kind of put those two moments together, and it ended up there. And, you know, and went directly into the Fortress Rising and the robots. And then I knew I had a tone that I could deal with, which was, you know, those different things combined.
And I kind of want to talk about that scene right quick. About the opening of that, when him having Superman wounded and shit, and blood in his mouth. Like a lot of people view in this movie, a lot of people view Superman as being weak. In this Superman, like he's weak, which I beg to differ on that, because nothing, even in the story, he said Superman have never been beaten until now. Like he won every battle he was putting up against, and the only reason he was losing this time because Lex Luthor didn't come. He studied Superman so much that he knew Superman's moves, and he had like
hold on. People say weak in one way. Just
weak as like if you compare him to the Man of Steel Superman, like Man of Steel Superman was too godlike. He was too like he couldn't get hurt. It seemed like.
Yeah, but hold on. If you let yes or no, if you look at what I didn't know about this shit till I heard about it the other day. Do you know Kal-El means?
Kal-El?
Kal-El is like some Hebrew or some Jewish shit. El is God. I think Kal somewhere around that. Hold on, let me look this up. Kal-El, watch. He's supposed to be a gun-like figure. Oh, okay, all right. So yeah, okay. Yeah, that's what.
The voice of God.
Yeah, so L is God, and then I think Kyle is supposed to be voice or night, some shit like that.
Okay, the voice of
So,
God. Okay.
and I think I don't know if that's what people are complaining about because originally the creators that made Superman,
Yeah,
they
Jerry
based them
Schuster and
they
forgot the other
they
guy.
kind of based them off of like a Moses story.
Yeah. But I mean, I get that, but
Yeah, so
okay.
I was wondering about that shit. I don't know if you knew about that.
I didn't know like the meaning. I didn't never go that deep in the meaning of his name, Kal-El.
No,
I just thought, yeah, Kryptonian. That's it. But I ain't go too much further than
no,
that.
it has
But
like Hebrew.
yeah,
Jewish,
which makes sense because I think the
or
creators were Jewish.
yeah,
So
yeah, because they based it on like most of shit and like the persecution and shit like
yes,
that.
and yeah,
Yeah.
and how he dressed is supposed to be based off of wrestlers or something. Like the short. That's why he got the shorts on top of the suit. That's how the wrestlers.
This guy, bam, man! I just threw some super facts.
You did.
This guy,
Okay.
this guy, get
Okay,
out
what
of
was my
here!
point? What was I was getting at? Okay, I was talking about how people
Yeah,
was
what the
talking
hell was
about how
that?
he's James Gunn weakened him, but
Yeah.
Superman, he does get hurt. Like in the comic books, he gets hurt sometimes.
But hold on, let me jump back at this shit. Okay, we're not at the first. We're not at first day Superman, right? We're not.
We year 3 Superman.
So he's gonna have foes
He's gonna have. He's
that
still
can
working
actually
things.
hurt him.
He's yes,
Yeah.
and like the girl almost killed him. Like when putting on nanites in
Choked
his
his ass
lungs.
out. Yeah.
But other than that, he didn't. He wasn't gonna die fighting Ultraman. He got beat a couple times because Ultraman had the same powers as him. I mean, he was, and when you compare that to Man of Steel when Superman was fighting against Zod, he was getting his butt kicked too. He was both. They were both going at it, but it was a difference.
Yeah,
Lex,
Men of Steel though seem more indestructible. I mean, they
yeah,
went
it
through all
does. He's a
kinds
little
of
bit more
shit.
indestructible. But okay, I just want to
That's a
get that
different
out.
tone though.
Yeah, it's different. The tone of it was totally different too. When you put all that together.
When did the opening crawl enter the picture?
Much later. That was a after test screening.
But that opening crawl is
that didn't have anything.
There was
very important. Like I like how it sets up the movie. It shows you that you had heroes been going around for 300 years. 300 years. And then I like how he bring it down all the way to 3 days ago. Superman lost the fight for the first time. Or 3
It was
hours
300.
ago.
No, he kept going 300 centuries or 300 years, and then
300 centuries.
30 days, 3 weeks, 3 hours, or 3 days, 3 hours.
3 days, 3 hours. Yes. Okay.
3 seconds.
Nice.
Without it. Yeah, and so it was, the movie, people loved the movie, but they found themselves confused going into this other universe.
Right.
Yeah.
And I thought Star Wars actually more confusing if you think about it. Like, what if we just went with Luke and there was never any, it would be hard to figure out what's going on. And so I thought of that crawl and I thought, wow, not only did the crawl help the story, but I loved the crawl as a kid. I thought it was cool. So adding, I think it really helps to set up the fact that this is an alternate history. This is an alternate reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is not our world. It's one of the things I loved about DC Comics is that it isn't New York and Los Angeles. It's Gotham and Metropolis and Evergreen and Star City, and we're creating an alternate reality. And so in that way, it is a lot more like Game of Thrones or Star Wars.
Ever consider a narrator to do that opening crawl, or was it always just text on screen?
No, because I think the quiet of the quiet of the ice plains is too important.
All right, so let's talk. A lot has been made, and I tend to agree with this. I mean, look, you write a film, you're going to be many of your characters. You relate to a lot of these characters, I would imagine. But
yeah,
there are some really interesting parallels that the Superman's journey in this film. He is brought down by internet trolls and is saved, arguably, by love and friendship. That's an interesting parallel to the journey you've been on.
Literally never thought of it.
Is that true?
Yeah.
So a lot of people and shit was talking about this online because James Gunn got taken down, I think, on Twitter because he either talked shit, either Twitter, Instagram, like a while back ago. He was talking shit about stuff he was supposed to mention some shit, and then he got taken down. That's why he ended up getting fired from one of the Marvel shit, and it went into some weird controversy and shit. And that's why he was asking them about that the trolls that
because
got you
that
online.
okay, he was saying this had nothing to do with that or whatever this dude
He-
idea was. He's saying he was brought down by
No,
like
yeah,
internet stuff and then
I don't know.
saved by
I
love.
still wonder that shit though.
But I don't think James Gunn just said that's not what he was thinking at
Yeah,
all.
he could say that, but you never know. Like, maybe going back to psychology shit. Though you may not directly think it, right? Like having that background.
So you do understand the psychology. Don't you try to act like get out of here. You try to
Oh,
act like you don't
deep.
get
I'm going deep on
okay.
it. Yeah.
Okay, I get you.
The
I
chicken
get it.
just kicked in.
13. No. What do you have to say?
Yeah, see?
What do I have to say? What do you have to say for yourself,
Yeah,
James?
hold
I'm
on,
not
hold on.
defense.
No, but yeah, I was wondering about that shit because a lot of people were talking about that shit. Did he try to write his own backstory into it without him thinking about it? I mean, he says he didn't, but a lot of people still wonder about that shit. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, there's no way you can ever know, man.
uh,
I mean, he says no, so I just go with that. Even if it might be true, I don't know. He says no, I just go with that.
Like, I mean, it seems a pretty clear AB.
Well, first of all,
Parallels,
he's not really brought down by internet trolls. They just, they add to it. He's brought down by a guy who's trying to murder him.
Sure, you didn't have that part.
Yeah, the guy's trying to kill him. He puts, stuff in his. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. He put those
Spoilers, we're good. Yeah.
He put stuff in his lungs to murder him. That's not brought. That's not the internet trolls are nothing compared to the nanites in his lungs.
So when you're writing the monkey bots, etc., you're not thinking at all about your own experience.
I really am thinking about the fact that governments hire bots, to create all this mischief.
Yeah.
So
That
it's
is
more
true,
about
too.
that. But
yeah,
I mean,
man.
is it,
Project
is
Mockingbird,
it funny to
CIA
me?
shit.
I saw somebody yell something about the movie, and then Mitch Gerards, who's a comic book writer, just responded with
Super shit.
the little keyboard emoji and a monkey emoji, and I like that. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever had a hashtag as good as super shit.
Yeah.
Associated with your name.
Yeah.
He says.
I've had worse, believe me.
Can we talk about Lex and Superman's speeches towards the end?
Yeah.
That really explicate, and only in a movie like this, I think, can you have that kind of speech. I think that really is like a fun lean into it. Like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
This is what I stand for.
Yeah.
And you really get a clear vision of Superman embracing humanity and wanting desperately to be human, and Lex just being fueled by envy.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about where those two speeches came from? Were they self-evident?
Well, I always knew, that they were later additions in the script.
Okay.
They were from before we were shooting, but they were later additions. The Superman Lex facing off. So I mean, the Lex speech, not the Lex speech that he gives to Superman. That was a part. Sorry, that was a part of the movie from the very beginning. I mean, that was always baked in. But the Superman speech at the end was a late addition because I felt like we needed it
just to underline who he is, what's important to him, his values.
Yeah, to sum it up. I mean, to sum up what he's learned, and that speech was the greatest moment for me on set in my life, maybe, because it was this great moment where, and we have this all, there's a behind-the-scenes documentary that I think is going to come out with the Blu-ray.
That's good. I want to see all those things.
They're going to be online.
David, as people know by now who have been reading watching, has a lot of questions. And he's got a lot. He just questions everything all the time.
Right.
And
David Cornsweet, one of the best Superman, by the way.
He did a good job.
If not the best Superman thus far.
He did all right.
Because he's on up there with, I think, Christopher Reeve.
Nah. You only say that because you just not a movie,
No. That's how he has
kind of biased though.
he has the softness of Christopher Reeve's Superman. Just like Brandon Routh's Superman, he was supposed to be like another Christopher Reeve Superman, and
but that
he
movie
had the same
bombed like a mother.
only because he didn't have enough action. But I don't get to that. But they had the same type of Superman feel to him. That's why I'm saying. That's why I said you put him up there with Christopher Reeve. That same feel you get with.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
He does look like, and he does have that, but
not even just how you look, it's just how he act, just his whole aura, I guess you want to say.
And he's a very actory actor. Yeah. And the guys who I'm used to dealing with are Chris Pratt and John Cena. They're my two stars I work with all the time. They are not that. They are very and they just have learned to trust me no matter what, right? And
that's what you get for hiring Juilliard.
Yeah, I know. So David is giving the speech, and I had so much writing on the speech because I didn't think the movie would work if the speech didn't work, and he came in. I was so nervous about it because I'm like, it could be too cheesy. I may not believe him when he says it, and he comes in and he delivers the speech beautifully, and so I'm like, thank you, Jesus, right? And then I said, okay, that was great. Let's do it again, but do it more intensely. Right. Be louder with it. Yeah. And so David does it again. He does it the way I wanted him to do it. It doesn't work intensely. I'm like, that's even better. Holy crap. I'm like, David, do it like that one more time like that. Because also remember, so the shot is hard because he gives the speech, right? And we have the camera moving forward with him as he gives the speech. Then we pan
this scene was
over
crazy.
to Lex, and Lex has to give his speech. Now, Nick Cole is the unsung hero in this story because he's perfect every time and never misses. But we swing over to Lex, and then Lex gives his speech, and then we have to curl around Lex and come around as he's giving his speech. And at the exact right moment, with the camera coming to the exact right point, about to stop, and Lex about to stop his speech, he's got to get hit by crypto and go down. So Nick has to go like this.
This is a quick though. I like how he's like, you could tell this motherfucker, like, I mean, outside of he's done it 100 times, but you could see it. The way he talks about his visual.
Yeah, because I get exactly what he's doing. Because I'm thinking, like he's saying, how he's saying the camera, how it's moving. I'm picturing it in my head.
Yeah. No, it came out like how he did it, but it's legit. Yeah. I can see the way he talks about it. He's like, he knows what the fuck is going on. That's cool.
And also this scene I mentioned to you earlier about when Alexi gets attacked by Crypto reminds me of when Loki gets attacked by the Hulk right in the middle of after his speech, or he's about to say his speech. Everybody in the Avengers. The Avengers first, Avengers. But that reminded me of it. That scene reminded me of that.
The pressure's really on Nick this whole time. So the pressure's on Nick, of course. I don't even think about Nick because he's perfect. Yeah. He's like the favorite son. David's a prodigal son.
Damn.
But they know it. They're okay with that. I love them both. And so David, David starts to give the speech again, and then he stops and he says, James, I just don't know. I just had this conversation with my father about, this stuff. So I don't feel like I should be, I wouldn't, I'm not sure I would be upset because I've been, kind of cured by my dad. And it's like blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay. And so I'm on what we call the God mind talking into him, and the other, he's only as far as that. He's not far, but he's through a wall, right? And I say, no, David, because of this. And we're having this back and forth going.
That's crazy.
Where,
I can picture
the
that.
point of it is that just because logically his dad has taught him what's right, it doesn't mean emotionally the words Lex is saying don't hurt his feelings. Right. And that you can be somewhere with your logic.
True.
And your emotions are still there, and this is about him owning his emotions and experiencing his emotions and being honest in that moment, even though his dad, his conversation with his dad changed him forever. Right. And he came in, and I was saying, in a much stronger way than that. And David came in, and I actually see him come in the other room. And he's like, I just, and I'm like, no, you feel this. It's in here. It's about what's in your heart. And I'm hitting him in the heart. And then all of a sudden, David looks at me and he goes, got it. And then he walks back in stage and he delivers the speech. And it's absolutely, beautiful. And I learned something that day because, I learned that David's way was great. My way was better. But when David and I were on the same page, that was the best. That's what it's about. Mm-hmm. Film is a collaborative medium, and it was fantastic. I got teary-eyed. It was one of my favorite days on set. David wrote me afterwards, said this is my favorite day ever, with a director. And so it was a really great moment, and that's our relation. I mean, that explains my relationship with David better than anything, and it's just he is a really talented guy and a good friend, and but he's a handful. David's my crypto.
He's just irascible. He just gets under your skin. He just can't be controlled, can't be contained. You could have had Lex be a physical adversary. Obviously, in the comics, he does Dom.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We still got plenty of time, man.
Right. So
spoilers.
We see the early prototypes of that suit.
Say spoilers.
So never in this script, though. You never have him as a physical adversary. All right, let's talk. The biggest question that people have asked, probably you already, is about Jor-El and Lara's message.
Okay.
Is it real?
There's been a lot of talk about this message, man.
No, spoilers.
We had some people saying this whole thing is spoilers. You ain't seen the movie by now. Okay, so people been talking about the message of Clark, of Kal-El's parents, what they left about him for us, whether he's here to rule the earth or whatever.
Well, they told him to go fuck bitches and
get a harem of women.
Shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
First part of it was just more like common loving. Next thing by the way, we want you to rule the planet and get a whole bunch of women.
No, that's like Omni-Man Invincible.
Yeah,
we were talking about this earlier. It's like, I think.
Yeah, pretty much that's what that was.
It was supposed to be an Omni-Man, and then he turned out to be like a Mark situation.
But my point of people were thinking that, well, I was kind of thinking this too before this. Mm-hmm. I mean, even though in the movie he says that, and everybody saying that it is real. A lot of people thinking what Brainiac might have altered the message, or in the movie I did think that Lex altered the message some, but
he said it himself to that dude. Well, he's gonna talk about it in a minute. Mm-hmm. That it wasn't Doctor. His own parents fucked him over and shit. But
pretty much, I guess because it was to set up his Earth parents.
No, but here, all right. Here's the thing, though. This is all very cool if it is what it is. He's saying that now. He's like saying, no, his parents set him off on this actual path, right? Mm-hmm. Which made him choose his Earth parents and shit, right? The fucked up part about this shit is, they say he forgets about all this shit and goes over his fucking head. And then, like, 2 movies down, he decides to fucking change it. And be like, it was Brainiac. That's gonna kill this movie and turn an emotional beat to that shit.
I doubt that happens, though. But
no, but directors do that shit all the time. Or not even him. The second guy that comes in to do the next one. They're like, nah, fuck what this guy did. I'm gonna fucking change it all to whatever
I doubt he let them do that, though. I don't think Gunn will.
It's not about letting them do that. It's the fucking companies who pay for that shit. Mm. That's the thing you gotta think about. All right, he can set it up. It's like the Terminator franchise. Mm.
I guess, man. See? Yeah, that would be horrible if they did that.
Yeah, because they get fucking all up.
But a lot of people want it to be not that. They want it to be fake. Because
I was trying to look that bit up, but it's like, is it in the comics or not?
Because it happened in my Adventures with Superman. That's why they kind of lured to that, to why he was sent there to be a ruler. That's why people were scared of him.
Some
and they
dude
tried
was
to kill him.
talking about it. It was in like the original 50s something comics. It was somewhere. It wasn't that exact shit, but it was
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody
And,
had
like
talked
it's
about it,
been
I forgot
played
what
in
it was.
other comics and
Yeah.
animations. It's
Yeah.
been that. You know, it's just nothing play off for Superman you can go off.
Has it been doctored? Is that the actual?
How can someone not think it's real? I'm just saying. How can someone? I don't understand. Like, we did this. So in the test screens, people were like, "Is it real?" You know, with AI, nobody trusts anything. Okay, in the movie.
You make a point of saying,
He said, "Wait,
Mr. Terrific says it's real.
Mr. Terrific says, I know
The
those
smartest
computer
man.
forensics guys. There's
One of the
no
smartest
way.
men.
I don't
That's Mr.
think it was
Terrific.
smart.
As smart as Lex Luthor. Then I
He
have
is, though.
Maury,
No, look it
the
up.
Secretary of Defense, say, think whatever you think about Luthor, but it's real. And then the clincher is that Gurkos and Lex are walking together. Right. And, you know, Gurkos says, you doctored the message. This is great. And Lex says, it's not a message. You know, it's not doctor. It's real. And who thought his own parents would be the ones to bring him down?
Yep, he did say that. Yeah.
We just clarified, just for the record. I just want to get it done. Are there implications for this going forward, or have you dealt with this? I mean, do you imagine this being dealt with in future Superman stories?
I mean, honestly, I think he deals with it in this story pretty much. I mean, I think that this story, at the heart of it, is a story about a guy who's doing things he thinks for reasons outside of himself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Comes to realize through the love of parental figure, his father and mother, that he is not doing things because of someone outside himself. He's doing things because of that's what he believes. It's not an outside force telling him what to do or what to think. He's doing it. It's not destiny. Right. It's his own choice.
There are also echoes of Star-Lord, Ego, Yondu in this kind of like trio. Is that?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, he just said it right now, but I still think that if this shit goes down 3 Superman forward, somebody's gonna fuck it up.
I don't think so. I think pretty much this.
Because if he loses creative control, he has creative control for now.
Yeah, because
That's just a prediction. This is me thinking forward. And like, you know, they
he's
kick him
pretty
out,
much
they boo him.
one of the heads of DC right now. So it's not.
He was the head of the last shit he was doing.
To my Marvel,
he was head of whatever the fuck he was doing before they booted him off.
Feige had the final say on that shit though.
No, they put this motherfucker head of. He was leading some shit. Then whatever controversy he got involved in, cut all his bullshit.
With Marvel.
Yeah, so like DC can hold on to his ass for a certain time till they decide to ditch it.
Yeah, that's a very like.
But that always happens with fucking directors. All the time, like some bullshit happens and then they fucking come on and then some other motherfucker steps in there like, no, I want to change it how I want.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but I mean that's
extreme though, man. That's extreme. I don't think that will happen unless something really bad happens as far as with James.
In terms of like a dad that's the birth father.
Oh yeah,
that betrays you. That isn't who you think.
Yes, yeah.
The adoptive father who really.
Yeah.
The moral compass.
Yeah. I don't know. So I have a lot of adopted kids in my family. Yeah. My best friend is adopted. A few of my best friends are adopted. I don't know why it is that those themes speak to me, but they do.
So we've talked a little bit about some changes in the process of test screening, etc. You thank, I believe, Drew Goddard, who you mentioned, Damon Lindelof.
Yeah.
Any specific notes from those two gentlemen?
Drew was a really helpful one. So we had 3 or 4 things that were, heatedly debated throughout this movie.
Now's the time.
Okay, saving the squirrel.
Okay.
Heatedly debated.
Just too much, too silly.
Too much.
Like,
a lot of people was making fun of him saving the squirrel, but that's Superman. Superman will save a squirrel, just like in Christopher Reeve saved a little cat and hidden in the tree for a little girl. Mind you, it was 2 different times.
Nah, that girl was being a lazy motherfucker.
Get out of here.
She could have go and get a ladder.
Anyway,
climb out that motherfucking tree or done it like
I had to do all that.
Used to do it back in the day. Climb up that tree.
Because you didn't have Superman.
I don't give a fuck. I climbed that tree 100 times a
Anyway,
day, even if I didn't have Superman.
it was a difference. This was between battle. This is in between the battle, and he decided to save the squirrel
lazy
too.
ass motherfuckers or whatever.
Anyway, okay,
Can't climb
he's about to
a
talk
tree
about that.
nowadays.
The whole thing about that.
Why is he saving a squirrel? Because it's a cute little adorable squirrel that was about to be crushed by a tail. Those are sociopaths. Those come on. It wasn't a small amount of people. There were a lot of squirrel haters out there.
Squirrel haters.
Like Michael Rooker, he eats squirrels. He does. Of course. He does. He hunts and
Squirrels
eats
are pretty
squirrels. Like
fucked up,
that's for real. That's not a joke.
They really are.
So the squirrel was a huge debate.
Yeah,
So
I know
Eve
for
hugs
sure.
Jimmy, and in one version he just smiles, and another version he just stares out into the dark void.
Now, I like that part.
So Eve hugs Jimmy,
Eve,
and
text Papa.
he at the end, Jimmy, we had different versions of Eve, and I got him on purpose.
Oh, hold on. What's on my phone? No, it's distracting. What part are you
So
gonna
he's on the part now where he's talking about the end scene when Eve touched that she hugged Jimmy at the end.
The Eve is the crazy chick who's taking selfies.
Yeah, she was obsessed with Jimmy.
No. It's not. She was. All the hoes was upset with Jimmy.
Yeah, they were.
Jimmy's a big pimp.
Yeah.
Like
I like that part of it.
See, I was a big pimp myself.
That's right. We
Certified.
both were. So
certified.
you know, we had all the women
got
just
my
like
pimpin'
Jimmy
license.
did.
Hell yeah, man.
You see them girls? They was on them in the Daily Planet. They was all talking about.
Every time I go,
I would like to see
Planet
what the heck
myself,
he was doing. He was just sitting there talking. They was all up on him.
No. When you got games, son, you don't gotta know.
You don't have to say nothing when you got games.
You just do, man.
Yeah, he's telling me like she was all on him, obsessed.
She wanted that.
Golly, man. But yeah, he's about to explain that scene at the end.
Eve hugs Jimmy,
okay.
And in one version, he just smiles. In another version, he just stares out into the dark void.
Wait, hold on, though.
Forever.
You say he smiled. I don't remember.
No, he smiled.
I don't remember him smile.
No, he smiled. I particularly looked at.
No. So my question is, was there a couple of releases?
He just said it was different iterations, but this is the one that made in the movie.
Because in sometimes they make mistakes for like worldwide releases, theatrical releases, and like different language shit. I wonder if that, because I don't remember that dude fucking smile.
I don't think. Did you really pay attention to it like that?
Not entirely, but I thought just the part is I don't remember his smile. What I thought I saw is him staring off in the front.
No, he smiled because I looked because I just saw it yesterday, and I particularly was looking for that because I had already watched this, and I was looking for that, and I said, "Oh yeah, he did smile." It was smile. It was very a very faint smile, but he smiled.
Yeah, I don't.
It was like that cringe smile he did.
I don't remember what or not. I was wondering about that shit though.
And then the third version, he kind of like looks, accepts his fate, and then he gives into it and smiles because she did save the day. She is the unsung hero of the movie.
Which version?
Selfie saved the day. Selfie saved the day. So there were three different versions. I will admit, although I was pro Skrull, I was pro Void. Peter Safran was very pro Smile, and we argued about this, although it wasn't as heated as the P word arguments.
What about? I also heard that maybe Lex's actions were a little bit darker. That he went even further. Kills the guy point blank. But like, did you have to tell back a little bit of Lex's behavior?
Okay, yeah. Well, there's a really dark thing in there. There was a really dark thing, but it was never a big. Once I saw the movie, I'm like, this is.
So you want to go, Pat?
No. He tells about how Lex was gonna make that.
It was a cut scene.
Yeah, it was a cut scene that he was gonna make that other dude roll in the blood and shit.
Yeah, basically
it's stupid as fuck.
There's a scene where Lex had the Superman's. He wasn't even really Superman's friend. The guy that helped Superman in the beginning, and Lex captured him thinking it was going to make Superman talk.
Yeah, and he killed him, right?
He actually, it wasn't no accident, but he did the, what do you call that? The Russian roulette and shot the dude. Everybody seen that. He was talking about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
As far as that scene, but they cut it out.
No, but we had talked about this earlier. I'm glad they didn't go in that direction because it would have been a completely different emotional beat. At least I think.
Yeah.
To if they had left that scene, it would have been maybe a comedic. I think you had said.
Let's hear it. Let it hear it out. Then you can say that point.
Okay.
That makes sense when you say it.
So Lex shoots the guy in the head.
Yeah.
That was always done in this extreme wide, so it's not too graphic. But the guy fell on the ground, and blood is pouring out onto the platform. And Lex looks down, and he sees that the blood is about to get on his shoes. And he's like, oh my God, my shoes. Like he's very, it's like me. He's very OCD. Like, I don't like smell.
Yeah, it just sounds
So
stupid.
he's like, oh my God, my shoes. He's like, Gurkos, get down on the ground and soak up the blood. Sure. And Gurkos goes, what? No. And Nick looks at him. The delivery's great because he just looks at him and he looks at him straight and he's like, no. And then Gurkos just sheepishly, like, sadly trudges forward and lays down on his back. And I was like, it's so funny. And he lays down on his back and then just starts soaking up the blood.
Yes, it just sounds stupid.
Nick looks over it. Superman says, "Oh, see." And then they drive away. Mr. Handsome. Away. And so that was the scene we shot.
Right.
But
you knew even
I cut it pretty early from the movie, so that was never. I don't even think it was ever even. It wasn't ever even in a test screening.
Okay, so you saying, yeah? I think, like you said, it would have took away from that scene if he would have left it like that, because that scene was more sad. When he shot him and then Clark and Superman kind of just start yelling and then start crying. We're doing spoilers.
You just gave away Superman's identity.
Get out of here. But yeah, like you said, it would have took away from it because that whole scene was very sad. That would have turned into a joke, and that would have made it. That would have wiped away all of the sadness of that scene.
It just sounds weird as fuck.
Yeah.
The way he's talking about it sounds stupid as fuck.
Yeah, but I'm glad he cut that out too.
Can we talk a little bit about the Hall of Justice, the mural? We do see
the mural's cool, right?
Right. So people are now starting to pick it apart and see some notable faces.
Who do they think?
Jay Garrick, Flash, Alan. Really?
See that note?
Okay. Alan Scott, Green Lantern. I don't think so.
I gotta look at the
Dr. Fate in there?
I think Dr. Fate's in there, yeah.
Were any other characters considered for the Justice Gang, besides the ones you landed on? Martian Manhunter,
This is
Black
interesting.
Canary, all over the place.
Not that I remember. I mean, not that I remember.
Okay.
They happen to be three of my favorites, so I just kind of was picking my favorite children.
Any other villains? You obviously have Lex, but you could have done Brainiac.
Brainiac was considered, yeah. Okay. I think that was sort of considered, but yeah.
I think he's gonna save Brainiac for later.
What is the Brainiac?
Brainiac. Who the hell on your computer? Brainiac is like a Krypton. He's from Krypton. He was created by Kryptonians, and like a supercomputer type thing that can really,
Yeah.
kind of like an AI type of thing. But he's supercomputer. He's in a man form. I've been waiting for a good Brainiac. I think a lot of people have.
For sure, but I've seen him in the cartoons, but
he also gets in a relationship with Supergirl, one iteration. So he was part of the Legions, like a future superhero group. So Brainiac was good in that iteration. So yeah, you just have to see it. It's pretty good. I've been waiting for a good Brainiac.
Mixoplick. I feel like if anyone could do it, maybe you could do
Mr. Mixoplick.
Mixoplick.
No.
You could have. Ultraman could have. I could have.
I think them extra be getting me. I think he probably trying to not say something. Then he'll just say that no at the end because
I
it's
don't
nothing.
know who this.
Mixoplix is Mr. Mixoplixel. It's like his name even spelled weird. It's a Superman, like he a leprechaun with magical powers,
Yeah.
and he can do all kinds of shit. He
That
just
sounds stupid though.
for this universe is perfect because this
No, it
is
sounds stupid. You remember the old Leprechaun movies?
yeah
That's what I pictured.
but that's
I Superman going up against that ugly ass looking fucking Leprechaun.
that's not how
Everybody
he look
go.
though. That's not how he look.
It's the
But I'll get your point.
Go.
Whatever.
Fuck.
Anyway,
Stupid as fuck.
In a version where that's Bizarro, literally Bizarro Superman.
Right, exactly.
This is your take on Bizarro, or could Bizarro Superman be something that we see at some point?
Well, we'll have to see where we go next.
Okay.
That's a very vague answer.
Spoilers.
But
yeah, because we know Bizarro is going to come back. We know it.
no, it just means
Everybody thought
it
that.
just means I don't know what the hell I'm doing yet.
Okay, well, let's get to that. We do know you are writing a script. You've been writing, which is another Superman-involved story.
Yes.
Fair enough to say?
Totally fair enough to say.
You have been cagey, though, in saying it's
I'm
not,
being very cagey.
not exactly a Superman sequel, per se.
Superman 2 is coming out, guys. I'm thinking maybe like 2030.
So everybody been kind of guessing that James Gunn next Superman
I call it now 2030
Generation
Superman 2.
is going to be world's finest, world's finest Batman and Superman.
No, he just
Team
said
up.
it's not. No, he said he's not doing the team up.
No, he said he's not doing Batman versus Superman.
No, but he's not.
Well, we'll hear this. Watch.
Here's what
He's not going. He didn't say anything actually.
What?
Around post Man of Steel was we never got like another Superman
See?
adventure.
What?
Yes.
Right? We never got Henry didn't get his shot at another Superman movie.
Yes, yeah.
So make me feel better. Like
It's Superman is very important. It's not like
Hold on.
It isn't Batman versus
Hold on.
Superman.
See?
Yeah, but
Punch
hold on. Then again, though, he didn't do Superman by himself this time. So it's kind of fucked.
But it really was a Superman movie, though.
No, but it wasn't Superman by himself.
This man don't have to be by himself in the.
No, but that's what people were hating on.
I know that, but
They wanted Superman.
like
by himself,
you're right, because some idiot brought that up too.
Yeah.
This story is about Superman, Clark, Lois, and Lex.
Yeah,
the Justice Gang is there to push the story along. That's what they're there for. Cause you don't see them that much in there. You see them when they need to be seen.
You saw them way too much.
No, you don't.
That's what
you mostly seen Clark. You seen.
That's not what the new rock stars
saw Superman.
Who? They said they were way too much on
Get out! No, they didn't. Don't be putting false on them.
Fake news.
Fake news.
No, but hold up. All right, well, I'm wondering, is he gonna do a Superman solo movie? Do you think he will go from doing this group shit to doing a solo, or
not anytime
soon? Or he'll do another group shit?
Because he's already, it's not gonna be group. If anything, it's gonna be Batman and Superman team up.
Yeah, but
it's not gonna be just Superman by itself.
James Gunn shit is his movies always the character in groups. You ever done a solo superhero shit or solo something?
Not that I know of.
Right?
Not that I know of.
He always does teams.
Well, not what I've seen, yes.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
So far.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
Because he had them in the movie, but they was in there, but they wasn't in there that much.
No. But hold on, man. Hold on.
You gonna be devil's advocate today?
No. Yes and no. I was watching the motherfuckers that were making the complaint about that shit. I mean, they brought up some good points. I don't remember all of them, but the gist of what I remember is he had too much going on to a degree where Superman got cut off from his own movie. You're gonna call it a Superman movie, but there was all this other shit going on. Like, to me, I felt like there was too much fucking dog.
Do you know how comic books go, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of fucking shit going on.
Exactly. That's why. That's how the pacing of this movie was. It was like they would jump into some. Superman had to go to this. He had to go to that. He couldn't be in Baravia at the same time as. Of course, what would have happened if to those people if it was just Superman by himself, and then you got Metropolis about to split in two.
Yeah,
so they would need it for the story.
But here's the thing. All right, well, let's have ways to look at the shit. if you're gonna call it a Superman film, wouldn't 90% of the movie be Superman?
What was it like? What was it? Like 80%?
It felt less than that.
I don't think it was less
At
than that.
least in the
Because the
eyes,
focus was on Superman.
in the eyes of the people talking about this shit, I can kind of see what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know. I will have to watch it again. I felt like part of it, yeah, there was because you had the Jimmy Olsen shit. You had
But that's just
his
how it goes in
girlfriend
the
shit.
comics. Everybody get a line.
I'm not.
You're gonna have lines from Jimmy Olsen. You're gonna have heroes showing up because they already been gone. It's not like Man of Steel, like they mainly had Superman. That was like a more like a movie. This is a comic book where you're gonna have iterations of people from somewhere talking like in another box.
Well, hold on, hold on. So let's jump to another example of what Man of Steel became with Justice League, where they had all kinds of people in it, and it was all over the place, and they fucked it all up.
You mean Batman versus Superman?
Not just Batman versus Superman. It was just
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
So people are kind of saying that shit. How are you not? This is kind of like a pre-Justice League. It's just the James Gunn's version, sponsored by James Gunn, right? So that's people's complaints on this shit. It's like, are people being too biased by looking at it just because it's a new shit, just
I think
something
so.
like that?
I think it's a little bit of both.
But there's bias in both sides.
Yeah.
There's bias in the Snyder Crew, and there's bias in this new side.
Yeah.
All right.
I just think you're not gonna be able to satisfy everybody, even if he did
Obviously
one.
not. Yeah.
If he did one with just mainly Superman, then the people would have found something wrong with that. So you can't satisfy most people. Gonna complain about it either way it goes. So I'm like, whatever.
Batman, Superman. Okay. This is getting touchy territory. This is intended to be the next one you direct. Is there a timeline in when you think we might hear about this?
Yes.
Sooner than later?
Yes.
Like
2032.
No.
I say within the next couple of months.
Say yes or no.
Yeah.
You're enjoying
I'm going to do that. The next press tour.
No, he has
I'm
to
just
set
gonna
up Batman first.
Okay. Everybody, only yes or no.
He got too much shit to set up.
Yeah,
he has to set up the Justice League, Wonder Woman, Batman, Supergirl, another Superman.
I think what he's gonna do is set. I think it's gonna come after Brave and the Bold. They're gonna have Brave and the Bold.
Then but Brave and the Bold is still being written. Oh, right.
It is.
So you're talking about a 2 to 3 year window. And the other productions, like the script writing shit, it could take 2 years. Let's say each project. So you got 5 projects going on. Let's say maybe 1 to 2 years. They're all being written right now. But let's say 2, 4, 6. Maybe you can chuck a couple of the other projects on top. That's 6 years from now.
Yeah.
2031.
Yeah, I mean
2032. See? Damn, I'm doing some math.
Someone's less stressful.
I could be wrong.
All these characters, and there's
We'll
always
see.
talk. Supposedly, Mr. Terrific. People love Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, they love
that's
Mr.
a
Terrific.
sideshow.
They love Jimmy Olsen. They love Eve. I mean, everybody. I mean, it's like it's great. Guy Gardner.
So how far along? Sounds like Mr. Terrific and Jimmy are both being considered for series.
That's what.
what?
One could see a Daily Planet show with Jimmy front and center. That doesn't seem like a crazy
okay. Okay, I was wondering about this shit. I don't know if other motherfuckers watch this shit, and then they picked that up and they went off with it. With rumors, because they were talking about, there's gonna be a Daily Planet show, blah blah.
Of course they do. That's what they do.
They'll
steal something, clip it out of here, and then they'll make a whole.
When did this shit come out?
What?
This interview.
This just came out a couple of days ago, or if not, just a couple of days ago. If not yesterday, it came out like Friday, I think, maybe Friday or Saturday.
No, because I think I was hearing rumors way before that about them doing a TV show for that shit, but I could be wrong on that shit. I just feel like I heard it a couple places.
Let's see that, Josh.
That laugh is crazy.
Should we talk about Batman for a second?
Oh, God. The heart of some that don't hurt.
The good news is you got the script.
I mean, Guy Gardner's going to be in Lanterns.
Yes, we know
Can we
that.
talk about the things that we
Oh, yeah,
are out
Lantern
there?
too,
We
so.
have actually said.
I can't wait for
as
that.
opposed to
I can't wait for the lantern.
I don't know. That guy's gonna have a stupid haircut.
Huh?
Yeah, the main guy. He's gonna have his bowl cut.
No, that's not going to be the main guy.
Who is
The main guy is going to be John
Gardner?
Stewart.
Oh.
John Stewart, the Black Green Lantern.
The dude from the TV show?
What are you talking about?
Comedy Central guy?
Anyway.
whispers online that are sometimes made up and sometimes real.
I'm trying to clarify things. You know, Matt Reeves did deliver the script.
Yeah,
and
he
we know you read it and you seem very pleased.
I like it. Yes.
So on track for that release date. We feel like now we're
So for people who don't make sure, he did say the Batman script is finished, and
The second Batman.
The second Batman 2, yes.
In the Matt Reeves universe, which is apparently a different universe.
It is a different universe.
As far as we know.
It's an elsewhere Batman. It ain't no far as we know. It is. That's what it is.
No, but hold on. How do you think that shit does? Because the Penguin show was a bigger hit than they fucking thought it was.
What do you mean? How you think it does? Talking about the Batman 2?
Yeah, not just that, but like that Batman doing any kinds of play in this shit, in this universe.
No, but it's not. He's not literally gonna. He's not gonna be in DCU.
No, I know. They keep saying he's not.
But you think he is?
I don't know yet.
He's not going.
I've heard the same shit. I've heard that they're gonna. He needs approval from the Matt Reeves dude because they're trying to work on the script to see how the fuck they tie all that shit.
They're
in
not gonna be able to do that because it's the tone of that Bat movie is not the same. As this.
It's never gonna be the same. He mentions it somewhere on that. I don't know if it was this interview, but
let's finish. See what this says.
No, hold on, no. He mentions it. Shit. He said, "I'm gonna let every director or every writer some shit build the tone of their film."
He did. Yeah, everybody's gonna
everybody has. It was this shit, right? Because he's like,
I think it wasn't this. It was. He said that before, and like all the movies are gonna be like. It's not gonna be like.
Wait, hold on. So the problem with Marvel shit is everybody had to stick with that Marvel shit, the same color, the same palettes, the same tone, the same feel,
right?
And that's where you fucked it up because Batman and Superman are two different tones.
That's right.
You can't have that shit.
That's right.
So like the Matt Reeves can fit in his own shit. You don't have to separate it in kind of a different universe. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. They could just say that shit and start another one. There's nothing wrong with doing that shit, right? So that's the question is, are they trying to figure that shit? I'm sure they're trying to. If they can't, then they're just gonna start some other shit.
So. I think that. Well, I know what you were saying. How he said
that they're gonna let them do different tones.
Every movie is gonna have its own feel to it. At the same time, they're gonna have like things that kind of carry on from movie to movie.
Yeah.
But you're gonna be able to tell the difference between every movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, with that, far as the fantastical version of this Superman movie, that Batman, Matt Reeves Batman, doesn't have like that fantastical feel to it though. I can see you can have like a Batman movie that's kind of like rugged or whatever, like a Batman movie, but it still have like monsters and the Batman fighting monsters.
Yeah, but how does that work with the Clayface? Clayface is in production.
That's what I'm saying.
And Clayface is supposed to be part of the Matt Reeves, as far as I remember.
No, it's not Matt Reeves.
It's not. Are you sure?
Mm-mm. It's gonna be DC.
Okay,
it's gonna be DC. Yeah, that's gonna be DC. I think he's gonna mention it.
I could be wrong on the shit that I heard.
In the right direction. Oh yeah, for sure, we're headed in the right direction. So there's some things we still got to work out, but like it's headed in the right direction for sure.
So. Look, we've had this conversation before, but I'm going to bring up the Batman DCU stuff again. So obviously Brave and the Bold we know is being written, and the DCU Batman is still intended to be a different Batman than Rob.
Okay.
I guess my question is timeline-wise, how does this work? Is there? I presume you wouldn't want to release Brave and Bold and the Batman 2 in the same calendar year. It starts to get a little confusing, or no? You tell me. I mean, having two Batman running around at the same time.
Probably not. But yeah, probably not. No,
This-
probably
no,
not.
no. It doesn't look like he's thought about that shit yet. Because he's thinking about it now. He's like, oh shit. Did I fuck up and hit the same position? But that's just me just looking at it.
Yeah, I
I was
mean,
wondering.
I'm sure. Well, I don't know. Shit, it
Yeah.
does look like he ain't thought. He like he just
he's
thought about
like,
it just
he's like,
now.
oh fuck, all
Yeah,
right.
yeah, you
Oh,
know,
shit,
you
all
know,
right.
yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, not
Oh.
now. No, that's right.
Oh shit.
That can't happen now.
He's gonna call up his fuck, what's that? Desk lady. He's gonna tell her, hey yo, we gotta change
Yeah.
the schedule.
Change it. Stat.
Is Ravenbold when you think we'll see that Batman for the first time?
I'm not gonna say that. Okay.
Yo, oh, see, that part was
Yeah.
he thought way too
Yeah,
long.
I know.
He's like,
I don't feel we gonna see him in Clayface. We gonna see Batman. I think we gonna see him in Clayface.
I think so, but it's
Or he might do finest.
Clayface is a
It's a Batman.
it's
villain.
it's supposed to be a movie, right? Not a TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a movie, and it's supposed to be like a horror type movie.
Yeah,
too.
but how the fuck are you gonna have? How are you gonna introduce Clayface, which is in the universe of Batman, to the people who don't know what the fuck is going on? In terms of
Dude.
marketing, it's like, okay, for people who don't know what the
I
hell's
see
going
what you're
on,
saying, but just think of it just like a regular movie you're going to go watch. It's going to be like a horror type movie. The fact that it's a DC movie,
a horror type, no, a horror
doesn't-
type can get people to go
Right.
watch it, but then that's not gonna get everybody, and then the advertisement could fuck it up.
Well, we'll see about that, but
I'm gonna do some forehead thinking on here.
Have you gotten into casting yet in your head?
No.
You lying?
Why are you winking at me?
it's weekend over there.
What do you think about the fans who talk about something like Alan Richardson?
This.
I am a big Ellen Richardson fan. Both as an actor and as a guy. Well, let's just wait to see what happens.
Okay.
We had talked about.
Yeah,
this
we've
shit.
been talking about Alan Ritson being Batman.
Did a couple clips and shorts and shit.
Yeah.
And then we had talked about it was that other Alan Richardson from Reacher, right?
Yes.
And the other dude from Supernatural, what was his name?
I said Henson. Jason Ackles, also Brandon Skolanar from 1923 would be a good Batman as well. That dude, he's pretty good. You gotta look it up. That he's pretty good. Like you gotta watch it. You know, 1923 is like an old. Surprise to me, it's an old Western type show.
Obviously, it's 1923, right?
But yeah, dude, you gotta watch it, man. His character in there is badass, man. It's pretty good, but I think it's between him. I think Jason Ackles might be a little bit too. Even Jensen Ackles is how is he like is he 40? Alan Ritson is 42, but he can play somebody that's 30 some years old. But I think they're going for a middle aged Batman.
47. He's 47.
Oh, see, he don't even look like it. Yeah. Just like Alan Ritson, you wouldn't have thought he was in his 40s.
Yeah.
And I still think he can pull it off, Batman. So we'll see. Let's see. Just like James Gunn just said, we'll see.
Hold on, man. So yeah, we did talk about that shit as Alan Richardson, right? The Reacher dude being a Batman and shit. I was wondering if he's hinting at it here, but to me, I still don't see Jensen Ackles unless he buffs up real.
Well, he can buff. He can buff up.
Yeah, but I don't see him playing as a Batman. Here's the thing. In tones of a darkness, in tones of who would you see more of as a Batman character? I think maybe Reacher, but I don't know if Reacher is still good enough to play a Batman.
Huh?
In this fantastical world that
I think he could.
Oh, fuck. All right. So that's the other part that was.
A lot of people.
I remember now my point.
What? Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So, Alan Richardson, Mr. Richardson over here. he did a very good job on Reacher, but this is supposed to be what Batman Brave and the Bold. Right?
Mhm.
What I remember hearing about this is gonna be his son is supposed to be one of the Robins, right? So how is the main dude, whoever they cast as Batman, how is he gonna play along with whoever they choose to be
That's the
Robin?
whole
That's
thing.
very important here.
Cause they haven't even got the. I don't think they finished writing Brave and the Bold. So they have. I think he's going to mention that too. So before they even think about picking anybody, they got to see how this script is going to be.
Yeah,
and then they can see who they want to play the parts. Cause see how he, like you said, how he's going to deal with kid, like how he's going to act with the kid.
Yeah, like in terms of look, I say this Richardson guy has more of a look compared to the Ankles guy, right? But in terms of chemistry between the other actors, how's it gonna go along? Because it's gonna have Robin, and depending on the story goes, is Robin is a piece of shit assassin or some shit like that because he kind of threw his kid off, right? Or he let his kid go off on his own or some shit like that. He gave up his kid for adoption.
No, he
didn't take care of his fucking kid.
He didn't even know. Like I've seen the art animation of what happened because Batman didn't even know he had a kid. Ra's al Ghul's daughter was who Batman had sex with, like a child's mom. He found out later that he had a son. By the time he found out, the boy was like 10 years old.
Yeah, and then this assassin.
Yeah, because he was trained by Ra's al Ghul
crew.
Yes. So so he didn't even know he had a kid until it was too late, and his son was pissed off at him like he did know. He did know, and I think they eventually got real close.
So, but
he was hard headed.
There's the other part. What age kid are you gonna get? How old is all that shit gonna be set up already?
That's true. I don't know what age. I think he's gonna be anywhere between 10 to early teens. Or something.
Normally, what age is Robin?
He's
been
different.
I know he's been different ages and shit, but
so I'd say within
but in the story of Brave and the Bold, what ages?
He was like 10 years old in Brave and the Bold. Okay. At least 10 to 12 years old, something like that. Somewhere up in there. I think they're gonna range between that at least 12 years old to 15 or somewhere up in there.
Yeah, but all right, then there's all kinds of fucking factors here, man. You gotta get a fucking motherfucker is probably like 18 that looks like that age, right?
Well, yeah.
And then they gotta play well off each other and shit.
Yeah.
And like all kinds of shit, and it's gotta look like a good father-son duel.
Yeah.
That's the other fucking thing.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I think he has kids too, so I'm sure he can pull it off. Yeah. So
that's not. I don't think that might be. It might be. I don't know. I've never seen this dude in anything outside of Reach.
I have, but he played in Titans actually. Remember he played a hero in Titans. Well, you haven't watched Titans, the HBO show Titans, but he done played in all kind of shit, man.
Yes, my only other thing I'll say on that front, and then I'll move on, I promise, is, again, and you can say anything you want or nothing at all, but like when you're casting that role, it would seem to me you have to differentiate in some substantial way the take on Batman so it doesn't get confusing, right? Like whether it's a different age, a different vibe, something. Is that in your head? Like when
that's always going to be the case.
Yeah.
What two Batmans have the same vibe?
Right.
Well, Clooney and Kilmer. That's fair. Okay. I mean, but they're the same director,
right?
You know what I mean? So it's like
it's dictated by the material and the take.
The material, the take. Yeah. Of course, the actors. Actors aren't important.
We're nothing else.
No, listen. Do I ever think about it? Sure, there's people out there I think about, but let's see where the script comes in.
Okay.
It's not the furthest along thing. I mean, we have things that are much, much further along.
Okay. Let's talk about the further along. Supergirl's in the can.
Yeah.
Supergirl's in the can.
Don't leave out Peacemaker 2. We're going to be talking about that in about a week. I'm very excited about
Peacemaker 2 is a direct follow-up.
I want to get into just because of this.
Flags in it. Hawk Girl.
You gotta give it a shot, man.
Lame.
You can't just write it
I ain't
off.
watching the
It's gonna be
dude put
well
helmets.
when we talk. I'm gonna have a Marcus corner where I'm talking about Peacemaker.
The Marcus corner. Hey guys, not bad.
I do. Yeah, it's working. The title
Oh.
is working. I'm working on the title.
Alright. Have you a long desk? Marcus's long desk. The
Anyway,
Russian desk.
I am gonna be talking about this
Ooh,
just because.
Marcus's Russian corner with the long desk.
Anyway, well, I'm be talking about Peacemaker 2 because it's a direct follow up to Superman, so it gotta be talked about.
Oh well, let me ask you this: riddle me this, Batman. In Peacemaker season 1, they had the Justice League cameo at the end of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your point?
That's canon.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. He said it.
Well, yeah, but they're gonna.
Aha!
Let me tell you. I know the second
riddle
season.
me this,
Dude,
Batman.
the second season, you're gonna if you watch the damn season, what they're gonna he's gonna explain. He already told you he's gonna explain how that power changes.
Yeah, I've heard about the little portals that.
What do you mean little? What? Yes.
Yeah.
Don't phase that out like it don't mean nothing. Get out of here. Get out of here. All right. Anyway.
Guy Gardner. So it's the direct follow up to Superman, and very R-rated. I can't wait.
Very R-rated.
We're gonna see not only Lobo but Crypto and Supergirl.
Lobo is so freaking awesome. Jason Momoa.
Yes, I can't wait.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I mean, we've all agreed like this was like the
His
easiest
name
casting ever.
Aquaman.
It was. Well, he pushed himself on me too. I gotta say, but Lobo is great, and then and that's great, and then we have Lanterns coming out, which is great. We have Clayface, which is about to go into production.
Cast your Clayface. You have James Watkins directing. This is going to be
Flanagan script. Yep.
And you've said the script is what sold you. It's always going to sell you.
Yeah.
This is
a total horror movie. Like, really, it's like it could be a Blumhouse, big budget horror film, and but it's within the DCU, which I think is a cool thing to do.
Let me just run down a
I
few
want to see how they're going to do that.
Want or not. So
it's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see how they do that.
Like a Wonder Woman script. Like,
yes.
Pause though. You know that the Clayface movie wasn't supposed to be in production yet. It jumped ahead because of the script. They were doing some other team up.
You're right.
Damn it!
Was it Teen Titans?
No, it's not Teen Titans. It's not the Titans, but it was some
Authority.
Other... Yeah.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be in production before with the Clayface shit.
I think he's gonna mention that later on.
No, but they fucked that up because they couldn't get that shit. That's maybe where I heard that shit.
Let's see if he talk about it. I think he might mention.
Yeah,
that.
Authority got fucked over because they couldn't figure out what the hell was going on with that script, some shit. But,
yes.
You feel like there's a take, there's a direction.
Yes.
That feels distinct from what we've seen before.
Yeah, very. Yes. Yes. I'm very, very excited about Wonder Woman right now.
Do you anticipate seeing something like
Gal Gadot,
Flash, new Aquaman?
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Ooh. I'm gonna tell you the girl that everybody I love it. You haven't seen her act. I'm gonna look at some of her stuff. The girl that people want.
Oh, like she got OnlyFans?
She got no damn OnlyFans. She played in Andor. Look up Andor.
Andor.
Andor. This is a show.
It's OnlyFans, right?
That girl right there.
Oh, Adria.
Yes, that girl that's actually Jason Momoa's real life girlfriend. Oh. Damn, look at her. I can see her as Wonder Woman. I need to see how she is in acting wise. But man, I can totally see her as Wonder Woman. Totally.
She does have a Gal Gadot vibe. Hold on.
She does look like Gal Gadot a little bit. I think she's a better. Well, I can't even say that because Gal Gadot acting wasn't all that anyway.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. We gotta talk about this shit for a minute. Okay.
What?
The Wonder Woman movie was okay.
Yeah, the first.
That
second one ass.
No, her actual acting chops pulled out in some movie we went and watched on Netflix.
Don't want to talk about that, man.
That was the
worst movie I ever seen.
And no, that was led by Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she led that.
Fuck, man.
Some bullshit.
See, that's supposed to be her, I think. Yeah, Adriana Jorna as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, man.
She's looking pretty good.
Yes, she does. I can see it,
Okay,
man.
let's see the
I
Rock.
need to. I'm gonna watch some
Uh,
episodes of Andor. And see
Oh,
how she
okay.
is.
There is some potential there. I need
I
to
want to see how her acting is.
I gotta see her OnlyFans page.
She ain't no OnlyFans, sir.
Okay. All right. There is very good potential. I like what I'm
Shut up.
Next
Anyway.
years, that a little ways off.
I wouldn't say the next 2 years for either of those characters.
Aha.
Okay.
Next 2
The
years.
Authority still on your mind?
4 or 5 years. Oh,
Yeah, but that's been a rough
That's
road.
a slower one.
Yeah.
Just harder to crack, harder
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, the writer moved on to another project in the DCU that
oh,
I
hold
think
on. Okay. No, hold on.
he's.
So yeah, okay. This is not where I seen this shit, but okay. Yeah, I had heard about the Authority on some other shit that I was watching, but yeah, he does confirm what I was talking about. So okay, cool. All right.
Really killing right now.
So,
I know some facts.
and that project would be
Another movie.
that we haven't talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Swamp Thing.
wonder what it.
Has Mangold delivered a script?
We talked to James the other day, so no, he hasn't delivered a script. He's been distracted with his billions of movies.
Yes.
But I think we're talking about it again. So,
And I mean, Sergeant Rock seemed like it was very close. Do you still have hopes that it's going to come back around relatively soon?
hugely.
Okay.
Okay, Sergeant Rock.
That's
Who?
yeah.
Look it up right quick.
My
So
Rock?
Sergeant Rock is a soldier. I don't really know too much about him, to be honest with you. They like pulling out. I think James Gunn, he like pulling out these characters that nobody really know
Ain't
about.
nobody heard about Star Lord.
Right, and so look at Sarlacc now. But Sergeant
Who?
Rock is supposed to be some type of military.
Oh, is it Vietnam War shit?
Yeah, some type of.
Vietnam.
I like war movies too.
Sergeant
So
Rock.
I think it's gonna be like a whole thing, like a whole war movie type.
Sergeant Rock.
You know what he said. What is? Who is he?
Army Award number 83.
Okay. Yeah.
Outside of that,
I don't know really too much about him, but I'm ready to see what his interpretation of it. Down the road anyway.
I mean, it's interesting. I don't know. A war movie. I mean,
Yeah, I
like
like
you say, I like watching war movies.
Yeah.
So shit.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
I'm really excited about Sergeant.
And with Luca still involved?
No.
Okay. Is there one filmmaker, if you had your druthers, if you could lure anybody into the DCU, who would you grab? Make your pitch.
Matt Reeves.
You already got him. Oh, into the DCU.
Yeah,
He's not in the DCU.
Yeah, he's not.
Have you talked to him? You must have talked to him about it.
Yeah. See,
No, I mean Matt.
Yeah, he talked about being in the DCU.
Matt, I love the
That's what I'm talking about,
people
Not
that are out there
Batman,
making
though.
pop movies that are still, it's Matt Reeves, it's Greta Gerwig, it's Ryan Coogler,
It's their vision.
it's the guys.
Ryan
that,
Coogler.
And I'm friendly with.
Ryan Coogler is the dude that wrote Sinners with
who?
Ryan Coogler. He worked for Marvel. He's one of those Marvel producers, whatever. Sinners with Michael B. Jordan. Anyway,
All those people, and they just they're
It's
making
pitiful
movies that
I watch
still
movies.
have themselves and
They're personal, yet they resonate with everybody.
And so I love people that are taking risks in the area of spectacle film, because most of the stuff out there is not a risk. It's just
I mean, he's got a good point on that.
I love disposable stuff. Yeah, but let's make it good disposable.
Okay, fair enough.
You know what I mean? It's like it's like I love big popcorn movies, but it's just like it gets to be boring when they're all the same. I sat down with the cast and crew on the night we had dinner the night before we started shooting, and we're like, this is a film about goodness, and everybody believed in that, because I have been extraordinarily blessed to have really good people around me on this project, and they're flawed just like Lois and Clark, more than Lois and Clark, but they're all really good people. This cast, this crew, and and we all believed in this movie so much, and to see it doing so well by every metric, Man, it feels good.
Get some rest. You deserve it. I will say, speaking on behalf of millions that don't get a chance to say it to your face, I've seen it a couple times, and I feel happy. I feel hopeful. I feel invigorated and excited. And I feel like a kid again when I watch these movies. This movie. Congratulations. Like it's a tough feat to like create a different Superman movie than we've ever seen. We've seen a lot of Superman movies, and this one's really special.
I don't know. I've seen all the Superman movies. I don't know what this guy's going on about.
All right, that's there goes the interview with James Gunn.
Well, we did some commentary
we hope
and
you-
shit on it, you know.
Yeah, we hope y'all enjoyed it, and please be sure to check in with some of our later videos that we're working on. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Peace out.